Okay, guys, I think we're live. Give me a minute. Okay. I heard a very extremely disturbing video last night by Marcus Rogers, and I was floored. I was absolutely floored. So, talking about that God is putting this guy in the White House to do something great for America. I can't talk too much on this subject because I get extremely angry at the delusion of these people. I get extremely angry with it. And it doesn't take a rocket scientist to do your own research to see who this guy is. And the thing that is standing out to me more than anything else is this great deception is in place. This great deception is in place. No, Trump is an agent for the Antichrist. He has nothing to do with the Lord Jesus Christ. And I'm getting ready to prove it to you. The other day, I told you about the video that Love Agenda put out. This guy, Love Agenda, is constantly talking about a narcissist, psychopath, narcissistic abuse. And yet he said that Trump is the closest to his religion. He said the guy is not a Christian, but he's the closest to his religion, that his lies more closely resemble his religion. And he knows that they're lies. I am dumbfounded at what I'm hearing out here. The whole entire planet, you have to take stock of yourself and really sit quietly with yourself, because both of these candidates go against the Bible. Both of these candidates go against the Bible. So now the only question left is, which is the least toxic for our country? Which is the least toxic for our country? And these people out here are looking to Trump as if God would have anything to do with this dude, because Biden supports the LGBTQ community. If that is the worst thing that we had to worry about, I don't understand what you people's problem is. So now we're going to take a look, and this is not going to be my opinion. This is going to be facts. This is going to be facts. The other thing Marcus was talking about, what they love to bring up, is about Hunter Biden. Let me tell you something. Hunter Biden, no matter what he's done, he is not the one running for president. You can try to spin it and twirl it any way you like. Hunter Biden is not the one running for president. I'm sick over what I'm hearing out here. I'm sick of it. You know, without even having to go and look through all of the evidence, the fact that this guy started an insurrection in our country, that should be enough. That should be enough, but obviously it's not, because the devil has got the blinders on everybody out here. First thing we're going to speak to. I told you that Trump was very good friends with Jeffrey Epstein. You all know who Jeffrey Epstein is, I suppose, unless the devil has put blinders on you for that too. Here's a picture, nice and cozy. Trump and Jeffrey Epstein. There's another one. There's another one. Well, I told you that Trump was accused of. I'm gonna do it this way so my video doesn't get flagged. Trump was accused of SA of a 13-year-old girl, and here it is. Woman who accused Donald Trump of R-ing her at 13 drops the lawsuit. Here's what it says. A woman who had accused Donald Trump of SA when she was a 13-year-old dropped her lawsuit against the Republican nominee on Friday. One of the accuser's attorney, Thomas Meager, filed a one-page voluntary dismissal in District Court, New York, late on Friday. Neither he nor a second attorney listed immediately responded to the questions about the document. The woman who had filed suit earlier this year under the pseudonym Jane Doe had alleged that Trump and billionaire Jeffrey Epstein had SA'd her in 1994 when she was a 13-year-old aspiring model. This week, she abruptly canceled a plan to speak publicly about the allegations, and another attorney, Lisa Bloom, cited numerous threats against her client. So they were threatening her life if she didn't drop the charges. So they scared her enough she dropped the charges. But then what happened? Allegations refiled. A woman who says Donald Trump SA'd her at a private sex party. You want to talk about Babylon? At a private sex party when she was 13 years old, refiled a lawsuit against him Friday, 2 weeks after voluntarily dismissing a suit based on the same claims. The new complaint filed in the federal court in Manhattan restates plaintiff Jane Doe's claims of the earlier lawsuit, namely that she was lured by a recruiter to summer parties hosted by co-defendant Jeffrey Epstein at an Upper East Side mansion on East 71st Street, tied to a bed and forcibly SA'd by Trump, who slapped her with an open hand and told her he would do whatever he pleased with her. Jane Doe goes on to claim that after Epstein also forcibly SA'd her, he and Trump bickered over who should have taken the minor plaintiff's virginity. He's a really stand-up guy, isn't he? Jesus would really, really choose him, wouldn't he? Doesn't he represent Jesus mightily? The original complaint was accompanied by two declarations. The first declaration, signed by Jane Doe herself, detailed Trump's alleged savage SA on the then 13-year-old plaintiff. The second declaration was signed by pseudonyms Tiffany Doe, who said she was hired by Jeffrey Epstein throughout the 1990s to recruit adolescent women to parties. Tiffany Doe claims she convinced the then 13-year-old plaintiff to attend the parties as a means to break into New York's professional modeling world. In her declaration, Tiffany Doe says she witnessed 4 sexual encounters in which Jane Doe was forced to have sex with Trump, and 2 encounters involving the plaintiff and Jeffrey Epstein. The Tiffany Doe declaration included Epstein's threat against her and her family for disclosing the details of any SA of minors by Epstein and his party guests, swearing under penalty of perjury that she understands that her and her family's lives are now in grave danger. The new complaint includes an additional witness exhibit from an anonymous Joan Doe, whose sworn declaration says Jane Doe told her what happened with Trump and Epstein during the 1994-1995 school year. Jane Doe says she has been subjected to painful daily reminders of the alleged assault due to the tremendous amount of media coverage Trump's presidential campaign has received since he announced his candidacy in mid-June 2015. Representatives of Trump and his campaign could not immediately be reached for comment on Friday. So that was the little girl. Let's hear what the Lord Jesus really had to say about this. Since Marcus believes the Lord Jesus is putting this animal in the White House, let's see what the Lord Jesus had to say about this. Well, in Matthew 18:16, it says, if anyone causes one of these little ones, those who believe in me, to stumble, it would be better for them to have a large millstone hung around their neck and to be drowned in the depths of the sea. Woe to the world because of the things that cause people to stumble. So yeah, I really don't think that the Lord Jesus has anything to do with this animal. Okay, that's just one little incident here. Let's go to the next one. List of Trump's accusers and their allegations of sexual misconduct. Should we talk about Babylon now? Should we talk about Babylon? Marcus Rogers wanted to say that the United States, because of Joe Biden and his policies regarding the LGBTQ community, we now have Babylon here. No, this is Babylon. This is Babylon. This is Babylon. Well, we have got let me find the article. Here it is. And I've got all of these articles in the description for you. We have got at least 10 women with their pictures in this article who have accused this animal of groping them to outright SA. At least 18 women have accused Donald Trump of varying inappropriate behavior, including allegations of sexual harassment or SA. All but 2 came forward with their accusations before or during his first bid for the White House. Now, that was back when he ran the first time. Let's take a look at what just happened. Let me find it so I could show it to you. Jury finds Trump liable for SA, awards accuser $5 million. This was just recently. This was just recently. And then he defamed her after he was told to pay her $5 million, found guilty. Then he went online and defamed her, and he had to go and pay her another $80 million now. This is your Phi Beta Kappa that you want in the White House, who you say Jesus is sending to the White House. Judge finalizes $25 million settlement for victims of Donald Trump's fraudulent university. A federal judge in the Southern District of California on Monday finalized a $25 million settlement to be paid to attendees of the now defunct real estate seminar called Trump University. Judge Gonzalo Curiel's decision came after an appeals court rejected arguments from a Florida woman who attended Trump University and said she wanted to pursue a separate lawsuit. The New York Attorney General T. Schneiderman called the settlement a victory for Trump U victims, rich or powerful they may be. Okay? Defrauding people from his fake university. But this is the guy you want in the White House. I can't. Trump fraud trial. Penalty will exceed $450 million. The ruling in Donald J. Trump's civil fraud case could cost him all his available cash. He is a broke, no class, no talent criminal that you people want in the White House. What is he going to do for this country? He only wants to make himself a dictator. And all of you black people that are siding with this guy, I guess you don't remember when he was running in 2015, how he wouldn't even rent apartments to black people in the buildings that he owned in New York. I guess you don't remember that, huh? How much delusion and how deceived must you be to speak the way you speak, that this guy was sent by Christ? The judge said that the former president's complete lack of contrition bordered on pathological. He is a psychopath. He has no conscience. A New York judge on Friday handed Donald J. Trump a crushing defeat in his civil fraud case, finding the former president liable for conspiring to manipulate his net worth and ordering him to pay a penalty of nearly $355 million plus interest that could wipe out his entire stockpile of cash. The decision by Justice Arthur F. Engoron caps a chaotic year-long case in which the New York's Attorney General put Mr. Trump's fantastical claims of wealth on trial. With no jury, the power was in Justice Engoron's hands alone, and he came down hard. The judge delivered a sweeping array of punishments that threatens the former president's business empire as he simultaneously contends with 4 criminal prosecutions and seeks to regain the White House. Now, I heard Marcus Rogers say he's got 91 charges, felony charges on him. Well, anybody can charge you with anything. Well, the truth of the matter is, these are not just any charges. These are charges by government. These are charges by government. And the charges that were put against him by ordinary citizens have already been tried, and he has lost. So how much delusion do you people want to have? How much delusion do you people want to have? Breaking down Trump's attack on the daughter of the judge in his New York hush money trial. This is the animal that you people are saying that Jesus Christ is sending to the White House. Trump and allies in Georgia face RICO charges. Here's what that means. Now, I want you guys to understand something. Marcus is also twisting my words, saying that I said that you shouldn't have anything to do with government. What I said was the Lord Jesus had nothing to do with government. And that since both of these candidates were going against the Bible, that I was not going to vote. But after what I'm hearing out here, I think I am going to vote. I think I am going to vote. I want you to understand something, you guys. This is pure delusion, what's going on. This is the cult of Trump. This is the cult of Trump. No matter what Trump does, these people who are brainwashed by this guy, they just overlook everything he does and still say that Jesus is sending him to the White House. He is the anointed one of God. Even though Marcus said in his video that you could say he's not a Christian and he's not a Christian, but Jesus is still sending him. Jesus never sent anyone to do anything for him that did not follow him. This is pure delusion and deception of what this guy Marcus Rogers is talking about, and it's pure garbage. Jesus never chose anybody to do anything for him that was not following him. You guys have to understand, one of the most important things that the Bible speaks about is the hatred that the Father has with sexual immorality. And so Marcus Rogers and the other ones are focusing on the LGBTQ community for sexual immorality. But the SA of countless women and a savage SA of a 13-year-old girl, they're willing to overlook. Why is that? Why is that? The Lord Jesus says, if you hurt one of his little ones, it is better to hang a millstone around your neck and throw yourself into the middle of the ocean. He's not choosing anyone that hurt a child. Best friends with Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. Willing to overlook all of that. You're willing to overlook all of that. Started an insurrection in this country. A woman was killed. The senators and congressmen and women, lives were being threatened. Policemen were beaten up savagely. One of them was killed because of that guy. And you people are still in your sickening delusion, still talking about that Jesus is sending this guy to the White House. The other thing that you see all throughout the Bible is that the Lord cares very much about your character. The Lord cares very much about your character. Every single thing that you talk about that the Lord holds dear to himself, that we all are called into obedience, Trump goes against. And yet, these sleepers, deluded sleepers, they want to talk about that Trump is being put in the White House by Jesus. Is that right? No, Trump is an agent of the Antichrist. And it is his life that shows fully what Babylon is all about. Materialism, money, essay, partying with Jeffrey Epstein and the rich and famous, trafficking. And this guy you want in the highest office in our country? He belongs under the biggest prison that we have. What is wrong with you people? What is wrong with you people? I am going to leave this here, and I'm going to tell you, man, I don't even know what to think anymore. None of these people have any right to be calling people out for going against the Bible when you're so easily willing to look the other way, to let some criminal lowlife in the highest office in this land. How do you people look yourself in the eye every day? Everything I talked about is in the description. How would you feel if that was your 13-year-old daughter? I'm sick to death with you people. And you're calling yourselves men of God. You're calling yourselves men of God. And you're willing to overlook all of the criminal activities and criminal behavior this guy did, and then say, people get charged with things all the time, and it doesn't mean they're guilty. What kind of sleep are you in? No one should be listening to anything you say any longer. Everything's in the description, you guys. I've had enough of this.